If you follow King Street going east, you will be in Chinatown in about 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute. It's just behind the trees. But my plan for this morning is to slowly walk up a few city blocks of this busy street and go into the Palama area of Honolulu. There are a few buildings I like to take a look at. It's an old neighborhood, by the way. There are plenty of apartment buildings. And I think it's fair to say that this is an original neighborhood in the early Honolulu. A good escape route would be Liliha if you, for some reason, want to leave this place. It takes you up closer to the mountain range, and it goes up, and the higher you go, the more fancy the homes will be. It's a nice area. But right now, we are at the bottom, following King Street. The other main street in the area is Dillingham. Unfortunately, they do a lot of construction right now because of the new train. They warn you, don't pass the gate. It looks like it's open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and after that, they will come after you. Many buildings have slanted roofs, and this is just one example. There is a small market at the bottom, street level. And that's how they built it in the early 1900s. It looks like it's built of wood, by the way. Oh, they are still believing in Budweiser. I don't know. America's #1 woke beer. People are creative. They are building markets everywhere. I like it. It's nice. You can pick up whatever you need. You see the trend. There is a huge fence surrounding every business. And there is a reason for it, of course. Because when the mood is up, it's like a war zone. Oh boy. Maybe not, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's a different type of neighborhood. This is an interesting building from the 1930s. It's a theater that can seat, I think, 1,100 people. And over the years, they used it for many things. I know they showed Filipino movies for many years. Then it became a church. And now there is a for lease sign posted on the wall. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with this interesting Chinese-looking former theater building. But that's how they built it in the early 1900s. Probably because it's close to, Chinatown, things like that. And right in the corner is a small Polynesian market, the Talofa market. And these motorcycles, they are noisy. I don't know why, but eventually maybe they could use electrical bicycles. How about that? It would be quiet. This is an interesting church, if you know the history of it. This is version 3 also. The first one was built in the 1830s. And after 50 years, they modified it and improved it. But in the big fire in January of 1900s, when they literally burned down Chinatown because of the bubonic plague, the church also went up in flames. So this is version 3. And if you look carefully, there is no wood anywhere in this one. It's an ugly gray, built of cement, I think. But inside, of course, it's a different story. It's a beautiful church, but there you go. At that time also, when Chinatown burned, about 8,000 people lost their homes. So it was a big thing. And they had to rebuild. That's why you see no buildings older than 1900 in Chinatown. At least not most buildings. There might be a few. I am eyeballing the crab under the roof. And they are telling us that they are selling fresh fish. The Tamashiro market, home of the finest seafood. Let's see what they're selling. Bluefin tuna, Dungeness crab, akule, flounder, and much more. So if you need fish, maybe this is the place. Hawaiian schools are always built in a beautiful way. There is a lot of open space where the students can go out and play and enjoy their break time. Wherever you go, there are alleys going in both directions. And it's easy to see why this is an original neighborhood. In the mid-1800s or so, many people came from Asia to work on the sugar plantations. And that's the reason today you find so many markets. I mean Asian markets, and this is one example of a Korean market. And in Honolulu there are plenty of Japanese markets as well, and they are usually good. I mean, if you need something tasty, then you go to an Asian market, of course. And this is the place for kalbi or bulgogi or even kimchi. That's my take on it. If you look south, you see the harbor area. We are like half a mile from the ocean, that's my guess. And there are streams, of course, everywhere coming down from the mountain range. This part is most likely man-made. It's almost not a river, it's a canal. The weather is cooler today. It's in the upper 70s, so it's not too bad to walk the streets of Kapālama. It could be worse. When you follow King Street, you will see many types of architecture, from brand new to more historic and traditional. And if you ask me, I prefer the old style. I don't know why, but it looks better. And if you go to the downtown area, there is a mix of skyscrapers and lower original Hawaiian buildings. It's a town full of contrasts. Richie's Drive-In. It looks dead, but I don't know. Maybe it was a popular place a few years ago. But there is a car. Yeah, they say drive-through. It's open. It just looks dead. I take that back. It's all open. Yeah, wow. You know, when you walk the streets like I do, you can't see clearly, you know, all the time because of the light, and you focus on the camera. So I confirm, Richie's Drive-In is open. Okay, sorry Richie. The area between the harbor and King Street is also an industrial place. There are many businesses. I'm sure they produce a lot of things that can be useful. I think I will go one more block and then turn around. I have a busy schedule today. You need to be outside when the weather is good like today, so I can't just walk on King Street the entire day, but I give it 5 more minutes. Look at the yellow sign. They say Viet Chubby Boy, Vietnamese cuisine. And I don't think chubby and Vietnamese belongs in the same sentence, because I have never ever seen a chubby Vietnamese guy. Ever. Maybe you have, but I have not. They're always super skinny and in shape. You can call me somewhat a little bit chubby, how about that, but not a Vietnamese guy. Kalihi pumping station. Board of Water Supply. I wonder what type of water they're pumping, if it's for drinking or agricultural stuff, or maybe a sewer system. I don't know. But an interesting thing is that the building is green, and so are these two buildings next to it. They're like chameleons. They are adapting to the big building, maybe as a camouflage. I plan to turn in this intersection and go back, but I think I will go up to the high school and turn there, basically half a block. If you look carefully, you can tell students are hiding from the sun. They are all gathering under the trees. That's how you roll in Hawaii. And the sun can be brutal. I mean, it burns you crisp easily. I am crossing over to my last stop. And it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes to be there. The Kapālama Settlement was established the last few years of the 1800s by a church, and it became in reality a social services agency supporting mostly the Kalihi and Palama area. And I think we have seen not most of this area, but we have seen a few things. And I will finish up with a view of this beautiful building.